It's Brent saying, everyone. Welcome. I'm Brent Barnett with Gibraltar Hardware, and we have a fun show for you this week. We're going to do something a little different. It's the Gong Show. I had a project that I had to build 3 gong stands for, and it made me realize what Gibraltar's all about. Check it out. So this is the Samurai Gong Stand. The process that I go through in my mind when I first sit down to even start building a rack is I start thinking, okay, what function do I need for it to perform? And my second question is, what kind of style do I want to have it in? Well, the function is I need for it to hold the gong. I need for it to hold not just a gong, but like a 40-inch, 50-inch gong. So, and I also want to stand up to play it. I don't want to be bending over. So I need to make it tall. The style, I was like, okay, so I don't want you to be able to see all the piping around it. I want to be able to make it look like the gong is floating. So I needed to hide all the support bars behind the gong. Let's have a look at it. So in order for me to create the illusion that the gong was hanging, I had to shorten the distance between the legs and the back. Now that I shortened the distance, in order for me to be able to hang the gong successfully without the gong swinging directly into the support legs, I had to create some distance up here. And because of this distance, I had to double brace it with 2 legs on each side. Now as we go down to the bottom, you notice that I've got a 30-inch T-leg down there. If I used anything shorter, I run the risk of the weight of this gong pulling the entire stand over. Now stylistically, let's look at the top bar. I chose to use a curve bar right here. I could have used a straight, but because I used a curve bar, it completely changed the look of it. Now it looks like a samurai. This is the Octogong Stand. Not Octomom, Octogong. But the inspiration from this came from gong therapy. Yes, it's a real therapy. You don't have to believe me, but Google it. I needed to be able to play this gong sitting down, preferably on like a comfortable pillow. So I needed to frame the gong, but I didn't want to use the traditional boring square that is always used in a gong stand. So by using a little bit of creativity and some cool clamps and bars, I created an 8-sided gong stand. So just a couple quick things on how function supports style. I had to double frame this stand because one single frame wasn't strong enough to hold up this 40-inch gong. Now a couple parts that are really underrated that don't get a lot of attention but are very cool and can add to your arsenal of tools is the V-bar and the Ultra Adjust clamp. These are the 2 things that really made it possible for me to get this style. So after my gong therapy, I started to feel a little enlightened. My artistic side then came out, and I created the Gong Easel, the Gong Art Easel, but it's actually just a Gong Easel. Now I knew I wanted this to be an A-frame shaped stand, but in order to do an A-frame, I would have to hang the gong on the inside. That means there would be 2 bars in front of the gong. We can't have that, it's not playable, plus it's covering up the gong. So what I needed to do was I needed to lean it as far forward as I can and support the gong from the front. So I got the long bars that we offer, the 68-inch bars, and then I used the 46 curves as the leg to support it from the front. It's got the strength from the back, but the support from the front. Gibraltar Hardware is the only major brand that focuses solely on hardware. We don't make drums. Now because of this, we created an open system. And what I mean by open system is that it's not just clamps and tubes and stands and fun trinkets to add to your kit. It's a system of parts that are interconnected to create structures. Structures that will work with any brand. But not just any structure. Structures with style. Well, that's all the time we have for the week. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys were able to get a little bit better sense of how Gibraltar connects function and style together. And if you're in need of therapy, I'm available 6 days a week, and I have comfortable pillows.